is the front of our building. We're in the Mars Hill Business Park located in the beautiful Oconee County. We love being out here. Have our American flag clock going nice and strong, so listening is welcome. For anyone who comes down and sees us, put your card on the table here. These are our chemicals that we actually use for detailing cars. We have our fleet degreaser, we have our spray wax, we have our So-Soft rinse aid that helps keep hard water spots off of cars. We have our tire shine down here. Some windshield wipers. This is Russell in the office. He is currently looking at the Mitchell program, trying to figure out some stuff for this Volkswagen GTI that we have in the shop. This is it. This is how we know how to work on all the different makes and models. We have a program that actually goes back to 1958, shows all the wiring harnesses, every single bolt, step-by-step instructions. It even shows you that there's 5 bolts holding this bumper on this side. So this is how we know how to work on about every make and model. So welcome to our shop. This is our shop today anyways. This is a Volkswagen GTI. It came in last week. The injectors up under the intake had malfunction, and when the fuel pump come on, it just poured gas into the cylinder around the injector rather than going through the injector. So that was a very long process. You can see some of our pictures on Facebook of that job repair, but it actually came back just this week. It left for a couple of days and then come right back, because as it was leaving out, we noticed one of the headlights was not on, so we started looking into that. And what actually happened is these wires in here in the actual headlight, what happened, these HIDs actually get over 700 degrees inside of this plastic headlamp assembly here, and it creates around 1400 psi of pressure inside of this bulb. So a lot of times when we would even open the back of this light up, this ballast and the bulb would already be out because of the pressure and a clip being broken. So we replaced that single clip, taped up the wires. It's kind of one of those things that could last an hour and the wires immediately burn the tape off and touch again. Or you can buy a new headlamp assembly. It's just really expensive. They're, around $1,000 for the two, $1,200 actually around for the two headlamp assemblies, just the plastic pieces, because these have HID and leveling motors in them and everything else, so they're just really expensive. Normally we do keep a project vehicle or 2 project vehicles, the Galaxy back there in the shop, because this is our broke down car that we kind of have going on, and this is our project car, and then regular routine and maintenance type stuff that our clients come in with. It's normally scheduled out 2 or 3 days ahead of time. That way we can get parts that we may need or think we need. Our Mitchell system, it keeps up with, if we put down you have 5,000 miles on your car, when you come back for the next time, the next service interval, it's going to say, okay, you have 10,000 miles. These are all the components that you inspect based on the manufacturer's recommendations. Inspect all of these components and replace the air filter maybe at 10,000 miles. It may be time to do that. If it doesn't say to do it, we'll kind of check, make sure that everything's fine with the car in general, do a general inspection with the oil change, and go from there. Showing the talking here. This is anyways, this is clearly a project truck, very long work in progress. We're about 6 months into this one. We have 2008. This is my Harley Davidson, but this truck has 2008 Nissan Titan factory rims on it. And what a lot of people don't know, including us until we bought them, is that these rims on the Titan come with a 3-inch hub, while the hard body 94 Nissan hard body, the small truck, comes with a 4-inch hub, so you end up having to cut out the diameter, the inner diameter hub of the rim, an inch so it'll fit. But a couple of things we've done to this truck is we've actually upgraded the stock cooling fan from a belt driven to electric. That'll help with the gas mileage a little bit, won't have the wind resistance, things like that. Right now we're taking the intake manifold off. We're going to take the head off, probably maybe send it out to get ported and polished, or maybe just put a new head on it. We have actually already put a header on it. We have detailed it. You can see it's really clean for a 1994 Nissan pickup. We put a double DIN radio in it with Bluetooth. We haven't hid this microphone for this one yet. We did add a door speaker and replace the stock speaker. I installed flush mount tweeters to those. Really flush mount, really nice. All the wires are hid behind the panel here and go to the radio. And this is kind of this project here. We've done a lot of other stuff to this truck also. Replaced the clutch, you know, general maintenance stuff, valve cover gaskets, thermostat, all the things, every fluid, pretty much every maintenance thing you can think of has pretty much been done on this truck at this point to get it up and going. Alright, so the Ford Galaxy we've been working on, well, to be honest with you, we haven't been working on it an extreme amount of time. Honestly, when it got cold last week, we were finally able to bring it in. As you can see, there's definitely some work that needs to be done. This is the dash, that's the door panel. We're probably not going to do too much to the interior on this one. It is in, why is it in? Well, first it come in just to get cleaned up and sold. Well, as time progresses and you move the 50-year-old wires around, and you end up having to print off all these wiring diagnostics so you can trace all of these wires. That's on from our Mitchell program that we use to service all of the cars and keep up with everything. The ignition switch turned independently of the dash, which made it ground out, which made, let's see where that wire is. It's this wire right here, the resistor wire. The resistor wire causes the system to go from a 12 volt to a 9 volt to a 6 volt, depending on how many volts each thing needs in the car, which is basically talking about how many volts the distributor needs. The dash lights and dash gauges and dummy lights and whatnot need a different amount of voltage. But see, this resistor wire is here, and it goes all the way through here, and then it comes out here. Now, it goes into the main harness. They had such problem with this wire getting hot back in the day that they actually run it through the main harness and then bring it out independently of the harness to keep it from getting overheated in the main harness, but it did not work. It still burnt out. We're still working on it. So this is our other project car that we have going right now. This is our mobile detailing van. To me, it is the best mobile detailing van anywhere. It has a floor mat station. You put your mats there, you hang them from there, you pressure wash them off. You can see all of our videos on Facebook of this, and then you can pull it out and they'll hang straight down and dry. We carry our own water, have our own generator for power for the vacuums, 4,000 psi pressure washer. We added an accessory gas tank. Doesn't touch anything, of course, you know, it's free and independent. We just put it on these brackets. That way they'll stay. You can tighten this up to make it sit more straight up. We hadn't actually got the gas lines hooked up yet. That's still We have all the pieces. We just need to have some time to put it together. And also, I wanted to make a piece of sheet metal that would come from the wall to here and run that line through there and through the sheet metal, and that way it would be kind of like a heat blocker, because I don't want all this exhaust from the pressure washer. You see how black it gets on the van here, but I definitely do not want that gas heating up, or that heat heating up that gas and blowing up, because that's no good. We have 200 feet of hose, so we can normally go pretty far. This is the spring system that we designed, created, and installed here for the floor mat station on the inside. The springs at the top keep it from making a lot of vibration going down the road, and the stoppers here with the nut and bolts, it just keeps it in and keeps it at the right spot. These are our foaming guns. That's what we use to wash the cars with. That's foamy brush soap, fleet degreaser, spray wax, and tire shine. As I showed you inside, we carry all our own stuff, sell all of our own chemicals. It's made in Tucker, Georgia. It's about an hour from here, going towards Atlanta. All of our audio stuff stored going towards Atlanta. Alright, so another thing I hear a lot is, oh, I didn't know y'all could do that. I didn't know you had that equipment, could do it. So I'm going to kind of show you a little bit of the equipment. This is a brake lathe. It turns rotors, turns drums. I'm going to get one of our cards here too. Alright, so here's our card. And I just want to show you, see the brakes? We do brakes. That nice brake lathe that I took a picture of from right here. See it? So we do brakes, all brakes, turn brakes, or buy you new brakes, whichever it needs. This is our parts wash. It's where we wash all the parts, the bolts. A lot of times the bolts, when we take them off, they'll have thread lock on them. We want to get that old thread lock out and replace it with new thread lock, or anti-seize, you know, for like spark plugs. Don't want that seizing inside of your head. This is our press. For whatever we need press. This is a custom box that I built for a little project truck over there to go behind the seat. Put two 12s inverted right here, and there's the completely hidden wires and everything. Like I said, the subs are inverted, so you'll actually be able to see them in the wire. This is just a cabinet. We kind of keep some random stuff in, but also look back at the card. Used card diagnosis. Where's it at? Doesn't have to necessarily be used, I don't guess, but there's the computer. And this computer and scanner is Bluetooth, so it's I think it's hooked up to the Volkswagen right now. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Scans all of these things. But also this computer does a lot more, because it will do like basic settings for transmissions. Basically, if you replace a transmission, especially in a Volkswagen, you may have to put codes back in the transmission that it is supposed to come from the factory, but you have to still manually put them in there with this computer. So if you don't have this computer, you can't actually even replace the transmission. Otherwise, you won't ever get done. It won't be possible for you to get done. I'm going to try to pull up kind of some of the different cars that this computer will scan. Not the flashlight. Go down. Escape. Yeah. Yes, Volkswagen, you do have to have a computer to bleed the brakes, or to do the injectors, like last week. Alright, well, I guess I may not pull up the other cars on here. If cars already loaded into the computer, it can only do so much at a time. But anyways, we're moving on from the computer. But there it is. That's how we diagnose things. There's a car jump box or charger. We don't like to kill the batteries while we're detailing them. This is our trash area slash detail cart area. We kind of keep just some extra soap and supplies back here. We're gonna go with the pictures again over here on this side of the room. For one, you have your tire machine on our card. Let me back up, because there it is. And see, this is actually, a lot of people do not have this extra arm here for low profile tires to keep from denting the rims or scarring and marring the rims. But working on a lot of Audis and Volkswagen with low profile tires, you know, that's what we decided to get. Transmission flush, as you can sort of see. Let's see if it'll clear that picture up. There we go. And there it is, right there. Go for the coolant machine. Coolant machine, there it is. And obviously there's our oil. Now oil might look a little different than there, because we moved the wipers up front, but it's still the same concept. And here, even though nobody will really need it right this second, but that's okay, you will at some point, the AC charge, right there, that machine, there it is right there, working on nice and neat. Over here holding that wall up, but that's okay right now, because we don't need it this winter time. And George even gets a little cold, especially right now. All right, so here we are. We're going to talk about the Mercedes a little bit before we go outside and see a little bit different variety of cars, I guess. Of course, everybody loves the 85 Mercedes. We did a detail on it. The roof was in really poor condition. When it got here, it took about an hour and a half or so to just do the roof. It had mold in it when it got here, all through the carpet. We added Bluetooth radio to it, a Pioneer unit. Hid the microphone. Oh, I can't really see it. Well, I'll get some light, because we're going to see it. We'll get some light in a minute. But yeah, that's the detail. Looking good. Have the radio on so you can kind of see it and hear it play. See if we can't see this microphone. Nope. Alright, so I got a light. There's the speaker, the microphone rather. And what it does is when you speak on Bluetooth, that's what picks your voice up. There's that little microphone right there, and it lets the other people on the other side here, and see it's just tucked away nice and neatly down there up under the key. If you want to ever see it, this is how you sit when you drive, and there it is, way down there, way out of the way, looking really nice and clean. That's what we like. We also, in this same car, added 2 speakers to the back. Try to get some light in there. Put them just right behind the seat in boxes. Don't make blue boxes, or we would have got a blue box. Let me turn this off. And we're gonna go outside. So out here, like I said, we work on all different makes and models. Right now we're cleaning up this Audi S3. This is a 99 Honda Civic Si with the B16. I don't know if you know what that is, but it is really nice. This is a 2003 Toyota Prius. It is a first generation Prius. It's here, it's having some battery issues. That's a Volkswagen diesel. That is a 91 Accord. It's probably going to be a project for us at some point. But more importantly, and what more people are probably interested in maybe seeing, is this Nissan 240. It's a 1991 model. It has 300 ZX rims on it. Oh, hood's already popped. Even better, there's some of our spare scrap metal that we just basically want out of our lives. But this is a Skyline motor that's turbocharged, and it's a swap. So this is the kind of work that we like to do around here. You have the aftermarket intercooler. And like I said, this is a good project. This Accord with its 326,000 miles. It's decently clean. The sunroof works. Good running car. Needs a transmission sensor on top of the transmission externally. So about a $68 part, I think it was, or something. But we haven't had time to mess with it. You see all the other stuff we have going on. But yeah, this is us. Come by and see us. We're down at 1040 Commerce Court in Bogart. Our number is 706-410-7879. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep up with us on Facebook at facebook.com/myols.us. And hope to see some of the comments and reviews. See you later.